Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to react to another story from Sudrian Stories from Hell, volume number two, and this one is called The Yellow Engine. And this one premiered on nearly 11 days ago on Friday the 13th. So this one was done on Friday the 13th of all days as well. So yeah, I did react to the first story of volume 2 of SS FH, which is what I call it for short. And that was The Vanishing Express. If you do want to go check that out, I'll have it up in the top right corner of your screen. But like I said, Spooktober is the best time for the Thomas fandom because you've got so many ghost stories being adapted and even new ones being written. And Sudden Stories from Hell is definitely one of those ghost volumes. I mean, I'm really glad Renee's Productions has done another one of these. So yeah, so the Yellow Engine. So I have a feeling this is going to be a twist on Victor because if diehard Thomas fans know, if you've all seen the 2012 special Blue Mountain Mystery, you know Victor was a yellow engine that used to work on in another country. He went to Sodor. He obviously went along with Luke, the little green engine. He ended up knocking Victor off the boat because Luke's lived with the guilt of it ever since. Victor ultimately, though, survived and became the Sodor Steamworks engine. He did. Luke lived with the guilt, though, for many years. He did until he and Victor finally sorted things out, and Luke's name was cleared once and for all. So yeah, this is going to be a classic series take on Victor. It is because back in that day he was known as the Yellow Engine. Links to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. Really enjoyed the Vanishing Express, so let's see what the Yellow Engine's all about.
One evening, Frank was arranging some empties up at the Martweight zinc mine. The other engines had all finished their duties for the day, and Frank was looking forward to joining them in the shed. His driver climbed down from the cab and walked off for a smoke break, leaving Frank sitting alone.
Oh yeah, just recording.
As Frank sat waiting, he thought he could hear the faint sound of an engine puffing.
That's strange. I didn't think we had any evening train scheduled.
All done, boy. We can be off now. I'm sure you're looking forward to a rest.
Quite so, yes. By the way,
who was that engine
tonight?
Well, there's no one I'm aware of. There aren't any night trains scheduled.
Then, who was that I heard puffing just now?
Just now, you say? Odd. I haven't heard anything of the sort. Are you sure you heard an engine?
As sure as the sun setting in the evening.
Perhaps you're a bit more tired than you think. Come on, let's get you home.
Is he, though? Is he really tired?
Not a moment too soon.
Frank muttered as he pulled away, feeling a bit uneasy about the whole situation.
We don't normally get ghost stories on the Arsdale Railway.
It was nearly dark by the time
Frank
reached the junction. His driver got out to set the points. As he did, Frank thought he could hear the puffing again.
There it is again. Is that the ghost, Victor?
You alright, Frank?
Thought I saw something moving.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just me.
I'm alright. Let's just get moving again.
Just as the junction was leaving his line of sight, Frank suddenly caught a glimpse of a yellow engine turning off down the line to the mine.
There, I can see it too. That's clearly looks like a ghost version of Victor right there.
Jock? What's he doing out this late?
No, it can't be Jock. Because I'm sure Jock's going to be back at the shed for sure.
Jock, what were you doing up by the mine at Martweight?
Me? I haven't been up there all day. Why do you ask?
Because I saw an engine puffing down the track to the mine. It was dark, and I didn't get a good look at him, but he was definitely yellow.
Well, I've been here in the shed for a while. I finished up my last run a few hours ago. The small controller must have purchased a new engine.
That? Or you're seeing things, Frank.
I am not seeing things. I know what I saw.
No, you don't. But I might.
You know something about this engine.
Well, I know of an old legend.
Legend? Like fantasy?
Perhaps, but no one can say for sure.
What is it? So this is a mid-Sodor?
During the earliest days of the Mid-Sodor Railway, Duke, the first engine on the line, was the railway's only engine. They would sometimes borrow
Okay.
other engines from here or there, but it was becoming clear the railway needed a second engine of their own. The railway didn't have a lot of money at this point, so when the controller scored a favorable deal with the South American Loco Company, he took it at once.
There he is!
The engine that arrived was a large yellow tank engine.
It's Victor!
He didn't speak a word of English, so communicating with him was difficult, and no one was ever able to get his name. Despite
That's
this,
Victor.
he appeared to be a hard worker, and he did his work in a timely manner and was never late.
So this is supposed to be a classic series version of Victor right there. Oh, it has to be Victor because he's painted yellow, and he was painted yellow like we saw in Blue Mountain Mystery.
To most, he appeared to be a more than suitable addition to the Mid-Sodor fleet.
Definitely.
However, those who worked closest to him began to notice some strange behavior and realized that maybe all wasn't right with this engine.
What's not right with
He'd
him?
frequently mutter in his language under his breath. Though no one could understand what he was saying, it appeared to be a chant of some sort. He was quiet about it, but some still noticed. Even stranger, the railway's migrant workers noticed the engine wasn't speaking in Spanish. It was some other unknown language.
What language
Workers from
is
a
it?
wide range of nationalities attempted to identify it, but to no avail.
Oh. Oh, it's gone dark. What happened?
But perhaps even stranger was his nightly behavior. It said that some nights, the engine would leave his shed for an unexplained reason, chanting in his odd tongue. No one knows where he went or what he did, just that he'd always be back by morning. Many people became increasingly nervous around the engine, and since no one could ask the engine where he went, rumors began to spread about the strange things he could be up to.
I have a feeling this is a clone of Victor right there. Maybe it's the same type of class that Victor was, but I'm actually quite convinced that this is just a different version of Victor. This is not Victor, it's a clone of Victor. You know what I mean? Because I know
The
Victor
manager
wouldn't act
had
like
had
this.
enough, and made plans to secretly follow the engine.
Okay.
Every night for a few days, the manager and Duke's crew would hide in his cab, waiting for the engine to leave for wherever he went.
Okay.
Then, one night, the yellow engine began his odd chanting. The men readied themselves, and sure enough, the engine left his shed and puffed off into the mist.
Okay. Duke's following him.
Duke followed a few minutes later, racing through the fog and attempting to catch up with the engine.
I like how Bert's the one telling the story and not Duke. Makes a really refreshing change, it does.
That would be the last time anyone would ever see the yellow engine, for even after traveling up and down the entire line, Duke and the men were unable to find him. He'd seemingly vanished into the mist.
He just disappeared. What?
A search party was called the following morning, and they searched for a few days, only to find no trace of the engine or where he'd gone. The only clue came from a signalman who claimed he'd seen the engine heading towards the mine at Marthwaite, but nobody could verify this. Sensing something off about the entire situation, the manager ceased looking for the engine and ordered a new one instead. This engine would come to be known as Stanley, who I'm sure you're all aware had his own set of issues.
Yep, that American Stanley.
None quite as bizarre as that old yellow engine.
Yep.
The manager, not wanting word to get out about the ordeal, completely erased any and all records of the engine existing.
What's
Photographs, incident reports, timetables,
on fire?
all disposed of. The engine had only been on the railway for just over a month in total, so it wasn't all that difficult to do. He instructed his staff never to speak of the yellow engine, and said that if anyone asked about him, he'd simply been sold off to another railway. Before long,
definitely.
Everyone had forgotten about the legend, and it had successfully been made as though he'd never existed.
Or so
Over
they
the
think.
years, however, people have reported sightings of the mysterious engine roaming up and down the rails on its journey to who knows where. Some have claimed it may be chanting in its odd language, but no one can say for sure, as those who get close enough to tell you are never seen again.
Never seen again. Wow. That story has unsettled a lot of them, all of them right there.
Well, that's quite the story, Bert. Though it sounds as though it's based more in folklore than reality.
Agreed. You probably just saw a yellow car or something, Frank.
So, where'd you hear this story, Bert?
Oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Probably from some tourist or something.
Tourist?
So it would appear you either saw a demon engine, or literally anything else. Your call, Frank.
Tough decision. I think I've got to go with the literally anything else, personally.
I mean, believe whatever you wish. It's just a story after all.
Good. I wish to not believe it, as I'm sure is true for the rest of you. I've had a long day. Can we please stop going on about spooky vanishing engines now?
That might just be the first intelligent statement you've made, Mike. Now let's all get some rest.
Oh. Are we going to see the yellow engine make an appearance? Wait, Bert's still awake? Does he know something about the engine? Where's he going? Where's Bert going? No, I don't like the way this is heading. Don't tell me Bert is the engine. You mean to tell me Bert's the engine? What the hell? What on earth was that ending right there? Did you see what Bert did? Was Bert cursed or something? Because he started to chant, he did, and he just left. I thought he was going to try and look for the legend, but do not tell me that Bert ended up with a curse, or he indeed is actually the engine right there. That, oh my god, that was a twist ending right there. Literally, what you call a twist ending. Was not expecting Bert to roll out and start chanting right there. So you mean to tell me that Bert is the engine, the yellow engine, but was rebuilt completely? I might never look at Bert the same way again after watching that. Holy cow. That was not an ending I was expecting right there. I thought this literally looked like a Railway series version of Victor right there, but I think this engine is completely different to Victor. Same class, but completely different, because I knew Victor would not act like that in the TVS, but I don't think Bert was making it up. I think either he was the yellow engine or he was stuck under some sort of curse right there. Or unless Bert just did it to take the mick right there, just to scare Frank. Really have nothing else to say. Really have nothing else to say right there. I mean, there are two stories I'm going to have to react to. Hopefully I'll react to the third one tomorrow, but I was not expecting that ending right there. What the actual hell? You do want to check into my previous Thomas reactions. I'll have a playlist up in the top right corner of your screen right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Sudrian Stories from Hell I reacted to. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram. The links to that be in the description down below. Share this video. Subscribe if you're new here. Ring that bell to get notified when I upload new videos or when I post on the community tab. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!